going on? Welcome, welcome. How's everybody feeling? Sophia, welcome. Can you guys all hear me okay? Thumbs up in the group. Big thumbs up. What's going on, everyone? I like cameras on, I like mics on, I like conversation. You guys know, whenever I do these seminars, I absolutely hate talking to myself. So I'm gonna go around the horn and we're gonna wait until people kind of pop in here. Saunders, man, how you feeling today?
Feeling all right.
All right.
Getting swinging things. Been out of town.
Okay. Been out of town. You've been traveling?
Yeah.
Nice, man. Anywhere cool?
Yeah. Well, I got married, so that was pretty exciting.
That's pretty sick. That's pretty sick. You guys went on like a destination, didn't you?
Oh no, yeah, well, yeah. We not a destination wedding, but we went to Italy for our honeymoon.
That's a pretty sweet place to go, I hear.
It was
All
pretty
right.
cool.
Mike, how you feeling, man?
I'm never sure if I'm the only mic in the room, so
That's fair.
assuming it was
Fair.
assuming
you,
it's
man.
geared it's me, I not too bad. Just I get to sound lazy because I just woke up, but that's because, as you
That's
know,
all
I'm
right.
on that super sweet overnight shift. So
Yeah, I love that for you, man. And that is
yeah.
pure sarcasm. So all good, man.
Right.
Happy to educate you with your morning coffee here. Harry, digging the glasses, man. Those are 6 shades. Come on now. All right, beautiful guys. Before we get started, just like I set up all of our coaching calls with like our clients, anybody have any questions? Gee, Garrett, what's going on, man? Anybody have any
What's up,
questions
Brent?
that they're just dying to ask, that you guys have maybe seen my content, you've seen some things I post, maybe it was controversial, maybe you're like, man, that post sucked, or that was a dumb opinion. Now's your time to just ask or voice your opinion. Any questions at all with anything that I've talked about, I'd say in the last couple of weeks here? Nothing. Cool. You guys just wanted to learn how to pre-sell people, nurture your leads, tee up for some easy sales calls. Is that the vibe here? That's the vibe. You guys want easier sales calls? Garrett, you want easier sales calls, man?
Yeah, I would love I've been loving your content lately, man. So I'm excited to learn more about what you have in this class. And yeah, so excited for this.
Yeah, happy to show you guys. I have a couple of my clients in here, some C4F clients as well. Alicia, Johnny, Leah, Courtney, a couple of you guys in here. I'm literally going to give you exactly what these guys are paying for. And that's not to upset them, but I actually built it out even more. So not only are you guys getting what we pay, like these guys pay for, I built it out even more for them and for you guys. I'm not hiding anything today. You guys know how these master classes go. Okay. Obviously the intention is to get leads, educate you guys. And if it feels like a good fit and you feel like I did a good job educating you, you just might want to work with me down the road. Am I telling anyone anything here that you guys don't already know? No? You guys have been through this, the same old song and dance? Okay. Where I hope to be a little bit different is 1, I hope the education's better. 2, I hope to be very transparent about this in the process. And 3, I'm not just going to go on a pitch frenzy. Okay. If it warrants another call, if you guys have additional questions, I get on calls after these master classes with no intention of selling you, just to help. Okay. I know I've been on a call with a couple of you guys already on here where it was just pure education. Okay. And you guys know the intention of that too. Maybe it helps you now. Maybe down the road, you're like, hey, that Brent guy was a pretty decent dude and things are a little bit different. Maybe I'll just go and work with him at this stage. That's fine. I'm in it for the long haul, guys. Okay. So if you guys have any questions, ask them. Don't be afraid to speak up. Shoot me a message afterwards. I'm here to hopefully make you guys some money. What do you guys think about that? We feel good? Nodding heads, thumbs up. Beautiful, guys. Who knows the difference between an unqualified lead and a cold lead? That's a kind of a tough question, huh? Saunders.
Well, I would say a cold lead is someone that doesn't know about your service yet, but an unqualified lead is someone who doesn't need it or is not in a position to buy it.
That's a damn good start. That is a really good start. What else we got? And I'm not gonna shit on anyone for a silly answer or for the wrong answer. Okay, you guys can just pop in and tell me what you think. A cold lead versus an unqualified. Give me some examples here.
An unqualified lead could be somebody who maybe doesn't meet your criteria as the ideal client that you're looking to target or serve based on financial status, commitment level, etc.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. And conversely, what would a cold lead be?
Someone who, like Sonder said, isn't aware of your service or hasn't engaged in
Okay.
content or material about your service before.
Excellent. You guys crushed that. You guys crushed it. So a lot of people get confused. Like when I help someone like fix someone's business, right? Usually the first thing I hear is, one, I don't have enough leads, which is actually more rare than what you'd expect. And I'll get into that. But two, it's all my leads are unqualified, which can come down to a few different things. One, are they actually unqualified, or are they just cold? Or is there just like the slightest, tiniest, just eensy teensy little bit of potential that maybe you're not very good at sales? And that's okay if we acknowledge that. Is that fair to say, everyone? I wasn't good at sales. I guess what I really sucked at? Marketing. I've spent so many tens of thousands of dollars on marketing coaches because it's something I'm inherently bad at. And now that I've gotten a little bit better, but it's because I admitted that I was bad at it. So let's have a moment of transparency here. What is something that you guys have acknowledged that you're maybe not so good at, but you want to get better at? Just fire some things off here.
Sales.
Marketing.
Okay. Beautiful. Sales, marketing. What else? This can be anything. I don't know if you are trying to be a better juggler, or me, I'm trying to get better at pickleball. Boy, that's a work in progress. Better content, lead gen. Cool. What else we got? A few more.
Creating connections with my
Ooh.
audience.
Okay. Through marketing, sales.
Engagement posts. Exactly. Yeah, I would agree with that, with engagement posts.
Beautiful. Okay. I dig it, guys.
Networking.
Networking. What kind of networking? In person, online, podcasts?
Online.
Online. Okay. That can be tough. It can be tough. Different Facebook groups and seminars and JVs and everything like that. That's how I built the whole business, guys. It's just literally networking. I've made a very small, embarrassing amount of money off of ads. Everything I did, this silly little award and everything I have here is all from JVs, just sharing audiences. So networking, really glad that you said that, because that's huge. You can make a lot of money and be very successful just by networking. So really, really good. JV is a joint venture. So basically I'll partner with someone who say, let's say Garrett is another business coach, but helps people with email marketing. And while I might help with email marketing, it's not like my main thing. So I might come into his audience and do a seminar on sales. He might come into my audience and do a seminar on emails. We cross-pollinate, but we don't really compete, right? And then some of his audience who is getting calls from emails might want to get better at sales, and vice versa. You guys get the dynamic there, okay? I've done dozens of those. And you guys can too. I know I'm getting off topic here, but you obviously sparked something in my brain there. So many of you guys, the first thing everyone thinks is ads. There's so many levers to pull before you get to ads, and a lot cheaper too. These JVs are inherently very cheap. So, all right. So we all want to get better at stuff. Fair to say, you guys wouldn't be here if you didn't want to get better at stuff. So I want to teach you guys how to get better at nurturing. And if it's not the nurturing, maybe it is the sales. So we have to have this very honest and transparent conversation with ourselves, because that's the only way we're going to fix what's wrong. Okay. All right. I'm going to share my screen. You guys tell me if you can see this. Thumbs up in the chat. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Beautiful. So I wrote this all out for you. You guys smashed that, by the way. This took me way longer to think of than it took you guys to answer that question. So kudos to you guys. Unqualified leads, the obvious one. They're broke. They have no money. Okay. 2, they have a partner. I didn't hear this one. Sometimes a lead can be unqualified because they're outsourcing the decision to someone who is not on board with that. You guys had that one? It's a tough one, right? Timeline issues. I don't think I heard this one either. Their circumstances or timeline are not allowing them to take action now. That's pretty common, especially heading into summer. Raise your hand if anybody's heard that one. I'm going on vacation. I have a trip planned, summer camp, baseball, whatever it is, right? So timelines can not necessarily, like, they're not disqualified because you're still going to follow up, but they're unqualified at the moment. Agreed? Then we have cold leads, no prior interactions. They've never seen any of your videos, any of your testimonials, your lead magnets. They've never been to a call like this where you're actually presenting and showing like how you teach and your style. They are completely cold. Okay. Or maybe they're cold getting onto that call, but then hopefully they warm up a little bit. That's how that works too. But someone who's cold on a call, what do you think the main reason that they wouldn't buy is? If someone's completely ice cold, Richard, you don't have your camera on. So if you're with us, I'm just going to call on random people here. So Alicia, if I'm a cold lead, what's going to be my biggest objection? Probably.
What is your pricing?
Maybe. Yeah, that's one. Let's say we get through all that and it's at the end of the call and it's like, I'm on board. The price makes sense, but ... What is that probable objection if I just don't know you very well? Anyone? Fear. Yes. DJ. Good. You can
Lack
unmute.
of trust.
There it is. There it is. Yeah. They just might not trust you. And that's fair, right? Because they just met you. Maybe they just came in from an ad. Maybe Garrett's running an ad that says, DM me scale if you want my XYZ guide on how to lose weight before the summer. They DM him. He has a great conversation. He books him for a call. He gets to the end of the call. He pitches his price. And then they're just like, look, price makes sense. It fits in my budget. I got to think things over. Anyone ever hear that? Show of hands. Got to think things over. Gotta check my finances, which could be finances, but probably fear. It's lack of trust, guys. And that is a hard objection to overcome. Like I can overcome money all day. I can overcome spouse about half of the time, which is pretty damn good. Fear requires nurturing and it requires time and exposure. Agreed? Fear requires time and exposure to you and your content and your business and what you stand for. You can't just, you can get someone to be less fearful on the call, but if they're completely cold and they haven't seen any content prior, they're just not going to go for it. You're not going to sit there and pull up your Instagram and be like, well, this is me. And if you see, I make content and I have some testimonials and I did this and I did, it's not going to work, is it, guys? So the name of the game, as if I haven't set the stage enough, is we have to nurture our leads, whether they're qualified or unqualified, whether they're cold or warm, we have to continue nurturing them. So when they come to the call, they have an idea of who you are, what you do, maybe a price range, and they have already made at least somewhat of a conscious decision that they're going to take action or at least make a decision. Now, if we had every lead that came in the door like that, and I'm sure everybody here has, that's a pretty damn good funnel, isn't it? Would you guys say you close most of those calls? Jared, if you have a call with a guy who knows who you are, what you do, and he loves the content, you think he's probably going to buy from you?
Yeah, most likely.
Most likely. And that's what we'll take in sales, right? Most likely is above 50%. Agree? All right, we'll take that. We'll take that all day. Everyone here, if you guys were most likely to close every deal that you got on, every call that you got on, you guys would all be making a shit ton of money, right? All right, back to the training here. Let me show you how. All right, symptoms of cold leads, no prior interactions, unfamiliar with you or your brand. Of course, they lack trust and they have concerns. Some people are concerned about scams. And this might be less common, but has anyone been asked that? You know, is this MLM or is this part of like a, you know, like a big group or anything like that? I know sometimes if fitness folks run like a similar ad, they'll get asked like, hey, I've seen similar ads to this. Are you like part of a big organization or something? Anyone been asked that? It's less common. It does happen though. Okay. All right. What is nurturing? Well, guys, the ChatGPT definition, word for word is, I'm not going to read the whole thing to you. Basically, it's building and maintaining relationships, providing them with relevant information, resources, and support, guide them through your sales funnel, and address their needs and concerns. So if I'm going to highlight any part of that, it's addressing their needs and concerns. Okay. So how do I do that? Well, we want to kill two birds with one stone. We want to qualify them or rule out unqualified leads. Do you guys enjoy talking to people who have no intention of buying? Yes or no? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Let's see. All right. Yeah, I hate that. I think everybody here does. You get on a call, you go through, everything's perfect. You get to the end of the call, they're like, what? No, I'm not buying. No, I wasn't going to buy anything. I thought this was just free information, right? You guys been on those calls? Not fun. Okay. So we want to qualify them and make sure they're serious buyers. And then two, we want to warm them up and potentially pre-sell them. Pre-selling somebody is getting them to say, hey, I'm looking forward to the call. I can't wait. I have so many questions. I love that video, right? I love what you stand for. I love your business model. They know all this before they even get on the call with you. That is pre-selling a lead. Okay. And I'm going to walk you through how. So the process that we use at C4F, I used to keep this top secret for a long time. It's not that crazy until you look into each document, which I've linked here. Okay. So the process, we go from the DMs. This could be a direct, call out DM, like where if Harry puts out an ad that says, looking for 5 guys who want to do X, Y, and Z, DM me 5, and I DM him 5, right? Or if it's, hey, swipe my lead magnet. So Sophia, I know you were talking about like engaging posts. So if you say, hey, I just put together a document helping busy moms lose 20 pounds before summer, who wants a copy? And then a bunch of people put a copy in. We need something to drive them to the DMs. Agree? Okay. So we get them into the DMs. We follow a process. Okay. I don't know what your process looks like. This is the process we use, all mapped out. Okay. We have it for ads. We have it for objections, and then we have it for organic. And then we have everything mapped out basically for every response that somebody could give you, all the way down to the pitch. Okay. This is a templated script. You guys know what I mean when I say that? It's not going to work in every scenario. You're going to have some skills here where you can't just, it's a flow chart, but it's like you need a little bit of, like if Garrett's talking to someone and they're his ideal client, I want Garrett to sound like Garrett and not like a script. So you follow the structure and the foundation, but put it in little sprinkles of who you are and how you talk. Me, I'm very casual if you guys can't tell. So sometimes I'll curse in the DMs. I'll say dude. I'll say bro. Probably not bro, but brother. I say brother a lot. I don't know why that is, but I will do these things to let people know they're talking to me and not a bot. Do you guys do this in your DMs? Good, you should. But you should also be following a process, because if you're not following a process, let's say leads drop off around here. Well, we got to fix up here or fix this message. And if you don't know where leads are dropping off, you can't fix your funnel, which means you can't improve. And earlier, when I asked everybody if we want to improve at stuff, you guys said yes, right? We're all people that want to get better, but you can't get better if you don't track your process. Okay. Simple as that. And then templated things for miscellaneous situations. Questions on this so far? Any questions? So I'm unshare this for just a moment. And I'm terrible at checking the chat. So just a heads up, if you're like, damn, he's really ignoring me. I suck at this. Any questions for the DM process? All right, we're going to start getting into the heavy stuff. So if we don't feel confident, I might lose you. Cool. All right, back to business. Next, we book a triage. Okay. So once again, follow a process for booking a triage. We do a 2-call close. That's not a surprise anymore. Okay. I've tested this over and over and over with all different types of people, hundreds of fitness coaches. I've tested this at C4F. I've tested this every which way I possibly can. A 2-call close is the best model. Let me unshare again. I know I'm throwing you guys all off here. Show of hands, who runs a 2-call close and who runs a 2-call. Let's see hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think 6. Who runs a 1-call? 1, 2, 3. Jared, I think you're scratching your nose. Okay. So 3. Good. Guys, I encourage a 2-call close. And for so many reasons. That like the whole nurture process that I'm going to show you guys is based on a 2-call close, because people are less likely to buy on 1 call because they just don't know you and you haven't shown them and proven to them enough that you're like dead serious about helping them get where they want to go. Okay. Yes, Jared.
So I had someone come up to me the other day in the gym saying that he wanted to start working with me at the end of the month.
Yeah.
And I have a call with him this week.
Mhm.
Is that okay to say, let's go to that, just right to the sales call?
So the best
should I still-
leads, the only leads that I recommend going to a 1-call close are inbound, which I would consider that inbound. If you get an application, Alicia, I know you're new with PD. I mean, maybe you've seen the numbers. Have you seen the numbers of like where they were, where they are without sharing them?
Slightly, yeah.
They were here and now they're like up here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The reason for that is because it was speed to lead. Okay. We don't triage inbound applications. People who submit an application for whatever it is, there's like this weird phenomena. And you guys tell me if you've seen this. Who here has had an application apply and then you get a hold of them and you don't hear back from them? Just one person? Okay, I was going to say, give me your application, please. Perfect. Yeah, it happens. It's like they muster up all this strength and courage and they hit submit and they submit this application and they're like exhausted. And then you call them and they're like, I can't do it. I'm done. That was it. That's all I had. So speed to lead, you have to call and you have to try to close them right away for inbound applications. Okay. That's the only time inbound and referrals where you can do a one call close. Everything else for like the cold general market, even if they're organic, like on Facebook or Instagram, even if you've seen them for years and never spoken to them, 2 call close. Okay. Unless it's inbound or referral, which is still technically inbound. Okay. All right. Crystal clear there. Back to the training. All right. So we do the DMs, we book the triage, and then we have a pre-call video. Okay. I'm going to briefly walk you guys through this. I have this kind of all built out up here, like a pre-call VSL. A pre-call VSL is crucial because this is where they get to learn who you are, your introduction, what's in it for me, who it's not for, your ideal client, the why, storytelling. Storytelling is going to be huge. Okay. Talk about who you are, why you started the company, why you designed your XYZ model that helps busy moms get fit while taking care of kids at home, right? Whatever your niche is, you need to tell your story and why you created the program the way that you did. Okay. People have to feel like they resonate. So we talked about this earlier on a C4F coaching call with like Courtney, where it was like, what was the example that you gave on that call earlier? Where it was like, you're in the right place talking to the right person.
Oh, I said, someone coming to me would say something like, I've tried so many different things. Like I'm busting my butt in the gym. I've been going to Orange Theory. I've tried F45. I've done some 8 challenges, but I am completely plateauing in the gym, but I feel crappy. I don't know what to do from a nutrition standpoint. I'm like putting in the effort, but I'm really frustrated and I'm constantly second guessing myself.
And if somebody said all that to you, what would you say back?
Well, that's actually exactly why I built my power method program, blah, blah, blah.
Bingo. So what we do, guys, is we want people to feel like they're in the right place at the right time, talking to the right person. So whenever somebody says something like that, lean into it. Okay. If Harry's like, dude, I'm just looking to scale my business in like a sustainable way. I don't want the highs and the lows, the back and the forth. I just want good, sustainable growth. I would say, dude, that's exactly why I designed the sustainable growth model. It's literally designed and created to help you do blah, 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 blah. So if you say you're looking for this, I'm going to lean in and double down to let you know, oh shit, this guy literally created an entire process around what I want. Okay. So Garrett, if somebody, what does someone come up and say to you sometimes that they want to accomplish?
Probably, they would say something like, look, I just really want to, fit in a bikini this summer and just feel my best and feel really confident. And, I just don't know where to start or kind of something like that.
And what would you say back? Starting with, that's exactly why I ... How would you respond to that to let her know she's in the right place talking to the right person?
Yeah. So if I had a program called like the Bikini Body Program, I'd say, hey, that's exactly why we created the Bikini Body Program, to help women feel more confident and losing fat fast and feel their best with more confidence.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Everyone get the concept? Thank you, Garrett. You're an excellent case study there. So tell people why they are talking to you, why you designed the program the way that you did, because if they resonate, if I want to get a fit bikini body and Garrett talks about the Bikini Body Program in his video, I'm like, oh shit, yeah, that's what I want. Make sense? Okay. So create your video, unpack your model. You should have a model in your program. If you don't have a model, you really are kind of shooting from the hip because you don't have anything to like rely back on as your foundation and structure for your company, which is why I refer to the SGM model nonstop, the sustainable growth model. Every decision I make in my business and for my clients is based on the sustainable growth model. Okay. So if I make a decision that's out of alignment with that, I know that I veered off course and I made a mistake. Okay. So you guys should all have a model that you refer to. Okay. Back to the nurturing. Sorry, I got to move the floating heads around. Okay. So DMs, book a call, pre-call video, triage call, which of course you should be following a triage script. We have the entire script written out for that. So you have the triage script. Then after the triage, here's where things might get a little weird. Who sends their application before the triage? Who sends their application right away after they book a call? Anyone? No way. I don't believe you guys. So when do you send the application, DJ?
Before I even take the call, I get an application, and then based off the application, that's when we typically, that was my process for pre-qualifying, actually, because I don't do a 2-call.
Okay. And that's a good example. Anyone else do an application before the call? Yep. Courtney, Alicia,
Yeah.
Sophia. Okay.
Yeah.
The reason why, here's a little bit of insight, and I've tested this and I have the data to prove it. The reason why we do the application after the triage. Okay. One, I want a very low barrier to entry. Okay. So if Jared is saying yes to a call, I don't want to bombard him with paperwork. Okay. I want to keep him excited and in tune with what he wants to accomplish, right? I just want him to come to the damn call, because once he comes to the call, he's in my web. Okay. I'm not going to bother him with an application first and foremost. This is fitness specific, guys. Okay. Things can be different B2B and in different industries, but for fitness specifically, okay, the motivation comes and goes. Agree? Everyone? Yes. So I don't want them to have to do anything extra. It's just like, cool. Here's the time for the call. Can't wait. And then you're going to nurture them, which I'm going to show you. I keep saying that, but we have to really lay the foundation here. By the way, is this helpful so far, guys? Are you guys getting what you came for? Good, good. I never want to be the masterclass guy that says, I'm going to help you guys do something. Then I bullshit the whole time. And then I do a CTA and you leave and you're like, what was that? I didn't get any help. Good. Tell me if I become that guy. My goodness. Okay. So the application goes after the triage call because I want to build some rapport. I want to build a connection before I ask you personal questions on if you can afford to work with me. Secondly, I want to know if I want to work with you. If I don't want to work with you, there's no reason for me to send an application. If I get on the call with Garrett and he's a jerk, or he's very reserved, or he doesn't have any legitimate goals, maybe he's too early in the process, he's just exploring, there's something about him that I just don't really want to work with. Okay. You guys should be selective. I tell everyone this, it's the only salesy thing I'll ever say. I turn away more people than I bring into C4F. And that is a fact. And everyone on here that is in C4F knows that. I will stress test over and over and over to make sure I want to work with you before I offer a spot. You guys should be doing the exact same thing. If you don't want to work with them, there's no point in giving them an application and asking about their financial situation, or if it's solely their decision, or if they have to outsource part of it to a spouse or anything like that. It's just, it's a lot to ask for someone that you really genuinely don't know. Agree or disagree? Anytime I ask that, you guys can disagree. I like discussion. Okay. So the reason for that, I do it after the triage call. I want to build a connection. I want to qualify them myself. I want to make sure I want to work with them. If I do, they get the application. They're more likely to be honest on the application after they built a connection with you, right? That one is pretty obvious. If I don't know you and I apply to work with Saunders and he's like, how much money do you make a month? I'm like, dude, what? Like, that's a crazy question. Not suggesting that you guys should be asking that. But like some of those questions, some people ask like really emotional based questions in the application. That's okay. But I'm not going to dive in if I've not even spoke to you yet. But if we have had a conversation, you send me the application, I'll probably give you some pretty truthful answers. Okay. So the answers that you get mean more if you send them after the triage. Okay. Long way of explaining why I do that, but there is good reason behind every step that we take. Cool. We send the application. So then you have your application form. We go through all that, yada, yada. Then we come back here and we nurture them. Finally, you guys finally ready for this? Here we go. How do we nurture? One, regular communication. Keep in touch with prospects through various channels like email, social media, phone calls. So just stay in front of them. Don't book them for a call and say, hey, see you next Wednesday, Garrett. And it's a week from now. Stay in front of them. Keep communicating. And I'm going to give you 10 ways to actually do that. Educational content. Continue providing valuable content. Show them you're an expert. Being an expert builds trust. When I go to a bike store, I don't know anything about bikes. It's a guy at the bike store tells me that I want a certain type of gear shifter, I'm going to go with what he says over what I say because I don't know what I'm talking about, right? So he can prove that he's an expert very quickly. You should prove that you're an expert so that you build trust, which comes into building trust. Okay. So you can do that through educational content. You can do it through testimonials, live case studies. You guys really, really should. Here, I show everyone this. I have too many things open. Live case studies are huge. Guys, live case studies. No. Now, how do I get to my channel? There we go. Case studies. So when you are with like your clients, I have a whole bunch on here. How Anna made 60K in 16 days. How, where is he? There's another one, took her business profitable, Brett. So like do case studies with clients and put them on YouTube so that you can send them for social proof to your clients or your prospects. Okay. Show them you interacting with a real live person who you've helped. Being personal, automations are helpful only until people realize that they're automations, right? Provide solutions, follow up, long-term relationships. Remember the first thing I said to you guys earlier? I'm in it for the long haul. Okay. So build long-term relationships. A lot of the people that we sell in C4F are from 3, 5, 6 months down the road. Some are from 2. We just signed someone this month. Shout out to Gavin, who I spoke to 3 years ago. And I just kept helping him and providing education. And it didn't happen in like an amazing timeline, but it happened. Okay. So long-term relationships are crucial here. Cool. Here's the 10 ways that you're going to do this. 1, SMS. Okay. So who here has a CRM? Show of hands. I'm going to scroll up and down. CRM. All right. 1, couple. Okay, good. So you can send SMS with a CRM, and I'm actually going to show you guys like what that looks like. You can send them emails to continue nurturing them. It's less casual. So I have automated emails, but I tend to send more casual messages via text. That's the best. Tagging them on Facebook. This one's really, really casual. So if I see something that Garrett might like, maybe Garrett's like, bro, I want to build big biceps. And I see a video of, I don't know, like an OG video of CT Fletcher curling and he's got gigantic biceps, right? And he's talking about a split. I might tag Garrett in that. Just be like, dude, we're going to do something similar to this, right? Just it's very casual. It comes off as like something like a friend would do, right? Or sending it to them in the DMs. It's very casual. People want that. YouTube videos. I just showed you. I have a wall of YouTube videos. I use these guys. I was never a big YouTube guy ever. And not that I'm big YouTube guy, but boy, YouTube is like become the foundation of all of our nurturing. All I do is come in here. And if I have a conversation with Mike and Mike says that he doesn't know how to re-sign clients and that he's losing money off the table each month because he has a high attrition rate. Might be like, oh, dude, looking forward to talking to you in a few days. By the way, check this video out. I actually just made one on re-signing clients and I give you like 5 takeaways from that. Let me know what you think. So back to our original question. Is Mike going to feel like he's in the right place talking to the right person? I hope so. I hope so. Okay. So if you don't make YouTube videos, make guides, but these videos have seriously like been one of my favorite things that I've done in my entire business because I have unlimited resources that I can send to and nurture. Okay. So back to this. By the way, slight CTA, if you guys want to subscribe, go ahead. All right. Articles. You want to show you're an expert. My God, send a case study. Courtney, if you send me a case study, if I'm like, oh my God, my hormones are all out of whack, I think it's PCOS. If you send me a case study off of a article that was written this year and you're like, hey, just was reading this article actually, and it made me think of you. Definitely want to dive into this when we hop on the call. Are people going to think you're an expert? Yeah. You go to like PubMed and you find a published article from someone from, I don't know, Harvard or Yale, and they publish an article about PCOS and you send somebody that, they're not going to read it, but send them your takeaways. If you don't have time to send them your takeaways, copy and paste it into ChatGPT and say, give me the 5 biggest takeaways from this. Done. Okay. That makes you look like a professional. People trust people who read published articles, right? Not just BS off of Google. Testimonials, you guys all know testimonials, short, choppy testimonials, edited preferably. Don't give people like shitty testimonials where they're like in a dark room and it's just like their face lit up in a dark background. They're just yapping. Give them give them a foundation, set them up for success. If you just say, hey, film a testimonial, please, it can go so wrong. So anytime I ask for a testimonial, I say, hey, here are a couple example testimonials that we love. Here's a general outline of what to answer. If you could do that, it would mean the absolute world to me. Okay. Don't tee them up for like looking like a fool. And it makes you look a little bit like unprofessional too, if they're like, it's just very poor quality. Okay. Testimonials. Podcast episodes. So I cheat. I combine this with my podcast. My whole podcast on Spotify is this. Okay. But it works. And I just double up. So everything that goes on like Spotify, everything that goes on Apple Podcasts is literally my entire YouTube. I double dip and it works perfect. Okay. Client case studies. I already told you videos of that. Access to a group chat with clients. I don't do this. Does anyone here do this? I know a few people in C4F do. I hear it works well. I just don't, I haven't written like an SOP on it, but it is something that you can look into and kind of build out like a little SOP for it. Basically, if you have a group of like clients and you want to add them in for a couple of days and to like a wins channel, and they see some of the things people are posting that can hype them up between their calls, I think it's a lot of work. It's like add them into a channel, try to hype up the chat and rally the troops so it leaves a good impression, and then kick them out if they don't sign up. Like it's just, I would forget, to be honest. So it is something you can do. And then motivational post, dude. I've sent a motivational post of Steve Harvey I saw on TikTok one time. Steve Harvey, I didn't know he was like so motivational. He put out like this great TikTok, and I was like, you know what? This is back when I was like selling fitness full time. I copied that. I sent it over to a lead, and I was like, this just made me think of you. You know, it really speaks to your situation, I think. And that like meant the world to her. She's like, I'm going through that right now. Like I need to make a change. I need to do this. And I'm like, shout out Steve Harvey for that one. That's just teed me up for an easy sale. So again, more casual, the better. Cool. All right, let's pause, brief intermission. Questions while I get a sip of water.
This might be a meatier question, but I'll ask anyway.
Okay.
I am starting to wrap my head around who my true ideal client is, and will be
Sure.
more intentional about speaking to them in content and forming everything from this point forward to them. But I have had a couple calls recently with people who are interested in the coaching, and I know that I can help them to some extent. And so now I've like in a couple of specific examples, well, in one specific example, pitched coaching, they've
Okay.
signed up, but they asked for a delayed start because of a
Okay.
vacation. I already
Sure.
have payment, so that's great. I know they're committed. I don't know. It's just like, I guess your advice, if you have someone on the call, this would probably come down to disqualifying them in the triage. Like if you feel like you could help them, but they're not necessarily the person you want to vibe with or your ideal client. In that scenario, do you have advice on like how to say you're not the best fit, or like maybe point them to someone?
I was
That's,
like,
I guess,
yeah, I was gonna say up to that point, I'm like, I don't know what I'm answering. Perfect. So yes, Courtney, there is a way to do that. And like I said, I turn more people away than I bring in. And so I've had this little spiel more times than I would like to admit. So let's say I'm talking to Alicia, and again, I rule out on very specific things. Earlier, we talked about the identity of being lazy, right? So if I'm talking to Garrett, right? Let's say I'm talking to Garrett and he's like, I don't know, man, like I want to scale my business. I'm lazy. I got things going on. It's like, I'm all in, then I'm all out. And I'm like, okay, well, that's not really what I'm looking to work for, right? Like I want to take people to like a much higher level, not really help people like get started. Like I've done that, but like where I want to be just doesn't align. So if Garrett was just kind of like meandering around, like he's just whatever, right? I might just say, hey, Garrett, just don't take this the wrong way, man, but is this a top priority for you at the moment to like actually scale your business and build out the teams and the infrastructure to create that freedom that you talked about? If he's like, dude, it is, and he like gives me like, let's say this is all hypothetical, but if you said it like that, Garrett, yeah, I mean, it is. Am I going to believe you? No, that tone's crap. Okay. So I'm going to stress test a few times. I'm going to ask him, and then I'm going to get more and more direct. If he fails all my stress testing, Courtney, I'm just going to say, hey, Garrett, listen, man, just based on the conversation and you know, some of the answers from my questions, I'm just not sure that I would be the best fit for you, to be honest. Okay. When we bring clients in, and like our most successful clients, they come in ready to like put in the work. They want to hit the ground running. They want to do everything like as fast and as well as possible. And it just doesn't seem like the timeline and the urgency is really there for you. Okay. So with all due respect, man, again, if you need anything, I'm happy to spend the next couple of minutes answering questions. But as far as like working together, again, I'm just not sure I'd be the best option. Something along those lines. It's all me. It's all my fault, right? I'm not sure I'm who you're looking for because my most successful clients do this. And based on this conversation, it sounds like you do that. Okay. And it's all cool. I'm still happy to spend a couple minutes here answering your questions. But as far as working together, again, I just don't know that it would make sense.
That's so helpful. Sorry, it took me a second to get there. I was thinking out loud a bit.
That's okay. That's okay.
Thank you.
Is that helpful for you guys on disqualifying somebody? Okay. It's all my fault. I'm not the best fit. There is somebody else out there though that could probably help you. Okay. Cool. All right. Any questions about the modes of nurturing? And then I'm going to give you guys an exact script. So if you guys are like getting a little tired, stand up. If you got a standing desk, get up, stretch those legs here. I'm going to really put a bow on this here shortly with an exact script. Okay. But any questions up to this point? Are you guys nurturing as much as you think you should be? Okay. All right. I saw some honest head shaking there. So that's good at least, right? Acknowledging. All right, let's dig in. Put a bow on
I have
this
a
bad
question
boy.
for you.
All right.
Can I ask a quick question.
Of course you can.
So in terms of the triage call, would you schedule that the same as the actual call? So rather than getting on the
No.
telephone, trying to do it on Zoom face to face.
So the triage call is on a phone call because again, I want to reduce that any barrier, right? So the triage calls on a phone call. The next call is on Zoom. I used to do them in the same day, and I will only do them in the same day if they explicitly say, "I want to sign up. I'm excited." And then I'll just say, "Hey, you got some time here in an hour." Or if I don't have anything going on, I'll just go through with it. Okay. If they're like a perfect client, this is so rare though. Okay. I say this hesitantly because a lot of people will kind of rush through the process and try to do this on most calls. It is not most calls. It is the exception. Okay. The purpose of the triage is to give you time to nurture in between. People need a little bit of time to soak in your personality and your education. Okay. So you completely ruin that if you try to rush through and like shorten that time frame. I recommend 24 to 48 hours between your calls, like next day or 2 days out. Okay. And I say that lightly because if you're targeting nurses or doctors, like my girlfriend Brooke, she targets all healthcare workers. It is not uncommon for her to have a triage and book it 7 days out to have the closing call. That's because she's working with a lot of physicians who work 7 on, 7 off, or nurses who work 3, 4 on, a couple off. So for her lead time between the calls, it is expected and normal. And we only know that it's normal because we track her data. If you talk to any other guru out there, they'll say, never go past 72 hours. Well, that's absolutes are rarely true. So never say never, right? Track your data and find what's normal for your niche. Okay. Does that answer your question, Harry?
It does. That's what I was doing. So I just want to clarify. Yeah.
Yep.
Perfect.
So there may be a perfect explanation as to why like lead times can be out a little bit, but generally speaking, 24 to 48 hours between calls. Okay. DJ, what up?
Yeah, I was actually, so I've never done triage calls. So what's the length of it, and what are like the main questions? I don't know if you're going to go through that, but what exactly are you asking on a triage call?
I'm going to give you the like 30,000 foot view because that would be a whole nother, you guys will get me into a frenzy and I'll go off onto like this education wormhole. So triage is 15 minutes, give or take. Okay. And basically you're just going to ask them, what their goals are, what they're trying to accomplish, and why they're not there. That's as simple as it gets. Now so I wrote the sales process, the push-pull buying process, right? So that's my, if I have a claim to fame, if I can say that phrase, like that's my thing. That's where we made the whole business was around our sales process. So when I give you like the triage process, I can give you like the very basic version, but the questions that we ask within that process are where the money is made. The tone shifts, the digging into like the timeline and the emotion. We have to perform the triage in a way that makes them want to go to the next call, right? If I get on and it's just a consultation, I'm like, hey, DJ, my name is Brent, the fitness coach. What are your goals? Cool. How long you been doing that? Cool. What motivated you to get started today? No one cares, man. That's so basic. We have to like really, really get into it, because if you ask me all these questions and I just am not into it, I'm not showing up to the next call. Okay. So your triage is arguably one of the most important things in your entire business. If you screw the triage up, you screw up the rest of your funnel and you don't get a sale. Right? Yes. Okay. So does that help, DJ? Just qualify them based on like, are they ready to take action, et cetera.
That helps. Yeah, thank you.
Cool. I'm going to give you guys one little word track because now I feel like being nice. Do you guys want it? I'll give you my favorite question on every triage. My favorite question. If we have that next conversation and this program feels right, it's a 10 out of 10, and it checks all the boxes, is there any reason that you and I wouldn't take that next step and work together? Okay. I've never given that out on a training ever until right now. That is one of my secret weapons. So you guys are all very welcome. That will make you a lot of money. It's just a simple question. Is there any reason you and I wouldn't work together? But you got to land it with the tone. Got to land it with the tone shift. And they're going to tell you any reason why they may not take that next step. Well, Garrett, it just depends what it costs. Well, ding, ding, ding. They're concerned about finances. Well, just got to get the okay from my husband. What do you think the objection is going to be? So long as we can start after my vacation, you just might get that objection. Okay. It is a literal fucking hack in sales. And you guys all have that now, right? Cool. Jake, what's up, dude?
What's going on, man?
What do you got?
Quick question, just with suggesting that they fill out the application form after the triage before the next call. What's your like word track and phrasing for that? And do you ever find that like you get a bit of resistance for people that like maybe, or they say, oh yeah, I'll fill out the application, and then they don't fill out the application, or like, what's your experience there?
So speaking specifically on data, if you guys can't tell them, one of my clients said at one point, I'm going to make you a shirt that just says data whore. So the data suggests there was like a 96% correlation, right? To if they fill out the application and become a client. Okay. So only 4% of the time, we tracked this for like months, only 4% of the time clients who didn't fill out the application also bought. Okay. That's enough for me to suggest that if they don't fill out the application, they don't get on the call with me. Okay. If you can't do something as simple as fill out a questionnaire, you are not going to download Trainerize. You are not going to respond to the onboarding email. You're not going to get on the orientation call. You're not going to do any of the protocols. I don't want to work with you. It's as simple as that. Okay. So if you can't fill out the application, you don't get on a call. And if you want to fill it out, we can reschedule. I'm happy to. Okay. That's something I'm very passionate about. You have to take steps. They have to show you that they're going to be a good client.
What's your word track?
My word track is, hey, I didn't see that application come through just yet. Do you have a quick minute to fill it out before our call? Otherwise, we may have to reschedule just so that I can be prepared.
Okay, cool. That's helpful. But also, like, what's your word track for telling them about the application and asking them to do it?
Oh, well, man, I missed the mark 3 times on that. I just say, hey, after, I'm on the call when I do it. So, hey, Alicia, what I'm doing is I'm actually texting you over a link. Go ahead and click that. Make sure it opens up. Cool. That's just a super quick questionnaire. Basically, it's going to ask you kind of where you're at, what you're looking to do, get a little bit more detail so that when I build out that custom plan with you on the next call, I have a little bit more context and we could be really productive. Is that cool? Will you fill that out for me? Awesome. Appreciate it. Okay.
Thank you.
I would fill that out for you for sure.
Appreciate that, Alicia. So I send it on the call and I have them open the damn thing up because people forget very quickly, don't they? All right. We got all over the place, guys, but nurturing, we feel better at nurturing, I hope. Maybe a little bit better at triages, overall system. Okay. All right. Application script. All right, I'm going to give you guys the exact script. I'm out of breath. All right, here we go. Morning of the triage. Hey, Garrett, it's just me with C4F. Looking forward to chat with you at 4 p.m. I'll be giving you a quick 10 to 15 minute phone call from this number. Were you able to set that time aside? Or is that still a good time? Or is that still good for you? Depends on how casual you want to be. Okay. Then on the triage, boom. So you just got ahead. So this is just like a generic version. And then I kind of gave you the off the top of my head version. Okay. Send text. Then the text message is, hey, here's the form I mentioned, pointing down. Let me know if you can knock that out, link. Okay. And then let's say you set them up for, the next day, you're going to send them this message. This message is crucial. Hey, Mike, it's just Brent again with C4F. I was thinking about our conversation earlier and I was actually brainstorming some different ways, that we can help. Anyway, just looking to chat with you about those ideas at 4 p.m. Did you get the Zoom link? Always end with a question. They say yes, that's them technically confirming the call. But why do I say this? Why do I say I was thinking about the conversation earlier and different ways that we can help? Why do I say those magic words?
It makes them feel valued and important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's yeah. Who answered? Sorry.
I just said nurturing and building that relationship with them further.
Yeah, let them know you've been thinking about them, right? Hey, was just thinking about you and kind of what we talked about in that first call. And I actually started brainstorming some different ways to help you, reset your metabolism. Cannot wait to share those ideas with you. That question, again, I'm going to refer back to data. Okay. Are you guys sick of that yet? Do you guys hate data, like data? The data's literally transformed our show rates for the next call because people want to know what you've been doing. You've already invested time into them. They want to know what you've put together, right? Like if somebody was like, hey, Brent, I put this together. Can't wait to show you on our call. Like I'm probably going to show up to that call because I want to know what they put together, right? And I feel just slightly indebted to them because they've already been spending time on me. I'm a real jerk if I just don't show up. Agree? All right. Last thing, and then I'm going to show you guys some real examples of this. This 60-minute time is going to be perfect. Any questions here? You guys want to see some examples? Okay. All right. I made this in Canva about 10 minutes before our call. So it's not the prettiest. I hope you guys don't mind. Like I said, I'm not the marketing guy. So here's one. Hey, this is actually Brooks' company. Here's the application. I also created this quick video for you to get a bit more insight on our coaching process, which is that VSL I was talking about. Chat soon, right? She says, hey, can't wait. Love the book club option. So she obviously went through the video. Brooke talks about how they have a book club and she said, I love that. So she's already engaging. She already not only filled out the application, but watched the video and then commented back about the video. Do you think she's a good lead? Probably, right? Give you a call then. Okay. Here's a quick video about our coaching process. If you'd like to check it out, chat soon. Same exact message. Hey, the video is super insightful and I love what you guys stand for. Excited for the call. Talk to you later. Excited for what you guys stand for. That is fucking huge, right? If they stand with the mission, they're going to want to support it. Yes or no? Yes. Exactly. So if you talk about who you are, what you stand for, why you created this very specific model to help a very specific person, if they love what you stand for, they're going to buy from you because it wouldn't make sense for them to buy from Harry if Saunders has the exact program that I'm looking for my exact thing. They're not going to go to some other coach, even if they're shopping around. You're still going to win that sale because you apply to exactly what they need. Okay. So this is how you stop losing sales to other fitness coaches. So if anyone says the industry's saturated, just get better at sales. Okay. I know that's blunt. That works. Give you a call then. Oh, that's the same one. Hey, Michelle, just Abby again. I was thinking about our conversation earlier, started brainstorming some different ways we might be able to help. Okay. Very simple response, but yes, ma'am, can't wait, right? Getting them excited, letting them know you've already invested some time. Great. You're all booked for today at 1:40 EST. Sent you a calendar. I was just thinking that I have a quick video that might help you too based on our conversation earlier. Is it cool if I shoot that over to you? Yes, would love that. Please do. Why did he say based on our conversation? Why did he say that?
Personal.
Personal. It's easy. Exactly. Here's another one. Here's a response. Thank you, Nick. This one didn't result in a sale. Okay. But I want to show you guys like how powerful this is, because we all know that the fortune's in the follow-up, right? And this person did sign up eventually. Appreciate you for dealing with all I want to do this, but I'm skeptical. I think more because I'm afraid of wasting money. We all know that, right? She was a cold lead. I will look at what you sent me and truly focus on my tracking. If I don't give up on myself, I'll definitely consider your program. Thank you for actually being a real person and not just a video trying to persuade people to buy your program. Okay. People are buying people more than ever. Are we all sick of all the ads and the funnels and all this stuff? I'm sick of it. I want to buy someone who I can relate to, who I actually want to work with. And that's what these guys want too. Here's another one. I promise there's not a ton here, just a couple good ones to kind of walk you through. This would be a good video. Jenna had this, she did this, she did this. And that's why I think this is a perfect video for you. So send specific content. Hey, Ashley, I think this video would actually help. This is our client, Sam, who had PCOS and struggled with this, this, and this. And now here she is. Do you think that's going to warm them up? Hell yes, it's going to. Okay. I'm anxious, but I'm super excited to get going on this. This is what someone said before they even got on the call. I'm excited to get going on this after watching a video. Come on. I mean, that's pre-sold 101. Hey, does tomorrow work at this time? Yes, looking forward to it. And I'm going to watch the coaching video tonight. So getting people excited for their call, watching the videos, etc. Okay. I think I've driven my point home. Do you guys see the benefits of nurturing your leads more effectively? Yes. Okay. Any question about the process, about the scripting, about how you'd go about it with like a specific individual or anything like that? Nada?
I have a
Nothing.
question.
Yes, please.
What about people that went out of the way, well, reached out to me and then they were super stoked and they just ghosted? Like they just, yeah.
Well, that's what we talked about earlier.
DMs, right? Yeah. I did a few DMs with them, but then like they just ghosted me.
Mm-hmm. How far
did
did you
other
get?
Ones where, oh, well, I try to ask them a few questions. I asked them, I was like, is it okay if I ask you a few questions just to see where you're at and see if there's any way, if we're a good fit together? And they're like, yeah, of course. And they love that question. And then like, have you worked with a nutritionist before, or have you tried any programs or services before that didn't work out? And then
yeah, you got to send her a video, send her a loom
Okay.
of you, of your face going through like a client, like case study, like a custom one, like on Trainer Eyes. Okay. Hey, Ashley, I know we were chatting a little bit about possibly getting you some help with X, Y, and Z that you mentioned. I haven't heard from you in a minute, so I just kind of wanted to walk you through. I was reviewing some client, data this morning, and I thought it was really interesting because it made me think of you. Okay, so check this out. She was here. We did this. She did this. She got this result. Okay, similar to kind of where you're at, struggling with this. So if that's something you're still open to, we should definitely have a chat. Are you open to it?
Yes.
Okay. Send her a loom, do that, and she will feel more compelled to have a chat with you. And that goes for everyone here.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is that helpful?
Yeah.
Awesome. More questions? All right.
Will we be able to have access to this document you've been sharing?
Yeah, of course. That's going to be my CTA, Saunders. You beat me to it. All right. So big CTA, guys. If you want the document, if you want the video, if you want the recording, you guys have to DM me. What do you guys want the CTA word to be? How about CTA? All right. DM me CTA. This is my CTA for you guys. You DM me a CTA. I'll give you the copy of this video once I have it finished and uploaded, and I'll give you the documents so you guys can have the exact scripts and outline for what we do at C4F. Okay. Under one circumstance, if you guys have success, I want to know about it. That's it. Okay. That's it. If you warm a client up, you pre-sell them, you re-engage somebody, Sophia, if you get that call booked, I just want to know, is that too much to ask? Beautiful. All right. Keep me updated, guys. I hope you guys all crush it, make tons of money. And again, if you guys do want one-to-one help, this is CTA number 2. If you guys actually legitimately want one-to-one help, I am taking clients myself. I've not done this for a very long time, about 2.5 years. So that is unlimited one-to-ones. That is like literally me coming into your business, guiding you on like every step and decision. That's daily conversations. It's a very, very, very high level mentorship. And this is going to sound cheesy, but for that, obviously, I can't take on everyone. Okay. The quality would be very diluted and I would actually blow my head off because I'd be too busy. So I'm taking on a very select few people if it's a good fit. If you guys want that in your business and you want that guidance, just DM me and we can have a conversation. Okay. Sick. All right, guys. I hope you all have a wonderful Wednesday. I hope this was helpful. See ya.